YouTube! What is going on, y'all? It is your boy Young Texas, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Activision Blizzard is the publishing company behind so many games, including Spyro, Overwatch, and of course, Call of Duty. This has been the case for as long as I can remember, as I know that some of my favorite childhood games, and of course, some of the games that I call my favorites today, are projects published by Activision Blizzard, as I have gotten so used to seeing that Activision logo associated with a lot of games. Further, Activision Blizzard has existed and operated as an independent entity with its own ownership group. However, according to a news report that was released a few months ago, that sole fact would change. A few months ago here on the channel, I made multiple videos discussing the announced plan for Microsoft to acquire Activision Blizzard for a whopping $69 billion. This, of course, would mean that games such as Call of Duty would become projects published by Microsoft. That being said, many things came into question regarding Call of Duty, such as platform exclusivity and a bunch of other things regarding the future of the franchise. Up until this point, Call of Duty was a product that was available on every single platform, from PC to Xbox to PlayStation, even back in the day being available on Nintendo consoles, but that was called into question when it was announced that Microsoft would acquire Activision Blizzard. We have already seen some of the effects of the anticipated acquisition, such as the announcement that the deal that is currently active between Call of Duty and Sony so that PlayStation users get certain benefits. That deal would be honored until its conclusion, and there have also been other things such as the 2-year life cycle of Modern Warfare 2 that was apparently because of the Microsoft acquisition and other things like that. However, what I also mentioned in those videos was that this acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft would not be without both controversy and heavy contention. The point was raised that should Microsoft acquire Activision Blizzard and thus every single project under the Activision Blizzard umbrella, Microsoft would hold a monopoly over the gaming industry. In layman's terms, Microsoft holding a monopoly on the gaming industry would mean that because they own so much in the gaming industry, they wouldn't have any real stiff competition, so they could honestly just make prices whatever they wanted and do a bunch of things with no real repercussions. Of course, there would always be contention from people like PlayStation, but what I mean is that because they already own their own platform and a bunch of other things that Microsoft, of course, owns in the tech industry, them also adding every single project under Activision Blizzard would give them such a hold over the tech and gaming industry that it just wouldn't make sense. However, that being said, there was also discussion that such acquisition could be blocked because of the effects that it would have. Much has been quiet on the front regarding the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard, leading many to believe that the deal was being done very, very quietly as had been planned, but that also led others to believe that maybe the deal had fallen through. Neither of those things are true, however, as the deal has neither been completed nor fallen through, as that heavy contention that I mentioned has truly come into fruition. The Federal Trade Commission, a government entity tasked with overseeing trades, buyouts, and other things in the financial and business world, have stepped in and they have a thing or two to say about the acquisition of Activision Blizzard by Microsoft. Now, what is being said right now is that the Federal Trade Commission might go ahead and file a lawsuit against Microsoft that would stop them from acquiring Activision Blizzard because of the monopoly it would produce. But of course, that would also lead to some contention from Microsoft, so it looks like we're in for a bumpy ride. Now, in response to the Federal Trade Commission's announcement that wasn't really public, but it was seen in an article from Bloomberg, which is actually where I'm getting all of this information from, Microsoft, it has been stated, is ready to go to court to fight for their right to acquire Activision Blizzard. This is not the first time that the Federal Trade Commission has foiled the plans of Microsoft, as back in 1995, through a lawsuit, Microsoft was no longer allowed to acquire Intuit Inc., a company that they were planning on buying out, which led to Microsoft completely giving up their bid to purchase Intuit Inc. to avoid a long legal battle. It seems now, though, however, that Microsoft is taking a more litigious route, and they have said that they are ready to go to court to finalize their deal to purchase Activision Blizzard, be that in contention to the FTC or not. As of right now, if this case does end up going to court, better should lean on the side of Microsoft, as all things are currently pointing towards a Microsoft victory in the courtroom, which, yes, that would mean that Microsoft would legally acquire Activision Blizzard. However, even if Microsoft is awarded the right to acquire Activision Blizzard, this court case would surely extend long past the June 30th, 2023 date that was originally expected to be the date that the deal between Activision Blizzard and Microsoft was finalized. At this time, nothing else is known, as the two sides have yet to meet to discuss the acquisition, and they have not discussed any remedies or any workarounds or maybe any compromises that could be put into play. So again, as of right now, there is nothing other than the fact that Microsoft is pretty well aware that the Federal Trade Commission is going to at least try to block their purchase of Activision Blizzard. Of course, though, you can be sure that any future updates regarding this court case will be discussed here on the channel, so be on the lookout for videos like that in the near future, because I'm sure that given this announcement and being how recent it is, things are about to turn up a lot, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing a lot more about this soon. But yeah, guys, that's effectively going to wrap up today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like and comment on it down below. Comment down below what you think about the possibility that Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard and thus Call of Duty. And be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to turn on those notifications so you never miss any of my daily uploads. For even more from me, be sure to check out the links in the description below to connect with me on all of my social media so you never miss any of my content. Also, for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news, intel, and so much more, be sure to use the links in the description below to connect with IPC on all of our social medias as well as our website. Other than that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and that's been it. Peace.